Hey guys, welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan, and I'm going to do a countdown my top 10 all-time favorite combo cards that I own. So there's other ones that I own, and there's other ones that I don't own. I did not include certain ones, and ones that I don't own I did not include. But I'm going to get right into it. I want to do this for a long time, and I've had them stacked up and waiting, and then I pulled the rest of them out just now. So let's just do it. Coming in and at number 10 spot, which is an awesome card, and that is the duel of Joe Morgan and Sonny Jackson. I believe that's how you say his name, but Joe Morgan, I mean, just a killer card. Absolutely awesome player. Nothing not to like about Joe Morgan. I mean, he's very underappreciated in the hobby, in my opinion. And I mean, you could say that about so many guys. Love the card. It's a beautiful, beautiful combo card. And you guys know I love combo cards. So I love his hat, the 45s. Super cool. So put that up here. That is number 10. Coming in at number 9, all-time combo cards, is the 1981 Topps of Fernando Valenzuela, and also, very importantly, in my opinion, is Mike Scioscia. I think that's how you say his name. That's how I've always said it my whole life. Just love this card. It's like, this is a nostalgic card for me in all ways. Absolutely awesome card. 3 Dodgers players too, so that just makes it, just takes the cake, right? Beautiful card, combo card of great rookie cards. So there we go. That is number 9. And coming in at number 8 is, I'm going to call this a rookie card. I just picked this up. I have 2 brand new pickups actually to show you guys in this. This I picked up during the middle of the game. I think it was the 8th inning, and I won this at an auction. And this is Ohtani's rookie card, technically, because it's 2018, and it's got Ichiro on there. Now, you know what really makes this special is the fact that both of these guys won the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, for their team. Ichiro won it for Team Japan, and now Ohtani won it for Team Japan, which just makes this card extra special. And this is a gold, and this is also, of course, it's numbered out of 2018. Just a special card, and a less expensive way to buy a PSA 10 gold of Ohtani. And during the time where his prices are just skyrocketing, not a good time to buy his cards, but I got this at a very, reasonable price. I think it was $200. So I was really stoked to have this and add it to my collection. And I've been collecting Ichiro cards as well. I already have a bunch of Ohtani cards, so I haven't been scooping up very many of his for obvious reasons. But just an awesome card. So rookie card there, regardless of whether it says it on there. This is his rookie season. Toss Johnny Bench right there. Put him right there at number 7. Now the next card is a huge pickup. Brand new pickup for me. And it's one of those cards that fits my collection perfectly. And 2 players that during this era, I was buying a bunch of packs and cards at Frankensons. Not when I went crazy, but I remember buying a lot of packs of 2001 Topps. And I never saw this card back then. And I owe an apology. I forget who it was, but somebody had it, this card, not the gold version, but this combo card, and I was asking if it was, the greatest combo rookie card of all time. I don't have that on my, and I even mentioned no, because they both have single rookies in that set as well in the Topps series of that year. So I didn't really include it, but the more I, ever since then, I've been looking at this card for a long time, and I pulled the trigger and got an epic card here. And what's crazy about this card is the population on this thing. Me and Pop, right? But you got to kind of look at that stuff now. When I have to look at that stuff when you're buying these, these more modern cards like this, you want to look. This thing has a pop of 36 PSA 9s and 6 PSA 10s. That's it. So super hard card to get in good condition. And this is an older slab, so I paid way under what the rest of, like $800 cheaper than what the other ones I've seen sell for, and some even, even lower than that. So this is a case of buy the slab and not the actual card, because this is more a modern card. 9's a 9 once you get to that point. Yeah, it's not perfectly centered, but for the price, it's a beautiful pickup and just a glorious card of 2 future Hall of Famers. And I wanted to add this before they made the Hall of Fame. So, and it goes with my gold run. And this is the very first year that Topps did the golds that were numbered out of 2001. So there's only 2001 of these that even exist as it is. So, and only 36 in this condition. So spectacular card. And this might move up my list as time goes on. But right now, it is number 6 on the list. So cover up Johnny Bench right there. And then the next one right here is a big one. You guys have seen this one before, of course. Actually, I'll put this one sideways so you get a good look at that one. Next one is a 1967. You guys could probably guess. Well, I guess there's 2 that could have been. And this is the Rod Carew rookie card with Hank Allen. And this is a beautiful, centered, vibrant color example. This is one of my pride and joys in my collection. And another, this is a high number card, so it's not a cheap, inexpensive card by any means, but I wanted to have a really nice centered one, and this one took the cake. And I'm so glad to have this. And yeah, it fits perfectly in my combo rookie card collection and all my combo cards. So love it. Super stoked on that thing. And that is, I think I said number 6 all time in my collection. And now we're getting down to the big boys. And coming in at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5 all time, in my opinion, is the Johnny Bench with Ron Tompkins. And obviously, Johnny Bench, one of the greatest, if not the greatest catcher of all time. Plenty of ways to argue that. But this is a very iconic card. And I have loved this card since I was a kid. And I've had this one for a long time. That's why, it's not perfectly centered. But, I'm not going to get rid of it because it's one of those cards that have been with me. And I love it. And the image is really nice. I picked up a nice centered copy right here, a 3.5 that you see there, just to have it. And these are still really inexpensive. Like that one back there was like $90. So this is awesome. Really glad to have this card in my collection. So put that right there. Bingo. Next card is another one from my childhood. That just means the world to, nostalgic all the way. And Cal Ripken Jr. was my favorite player as a kid because the Iron Man thing. I love longevity. I loved longevity back then. It's probably my dad beating that in me. He's a workhorse. He worked forever, and I'm a hard worker. I worked, I do manual labor. Always have. And this is the autograph of his rookie card. And I love the triple. I love this card much more than his solo card. Like way, way more. It doesn't even compare. I don't even have the other card. I've had it in the past. I've sold it off. And this is the card to me that is Cal Ripken Jr. And it's all the Baltimore Orioles rookies from that year. And it's just awesome, right? There's nothing not to love about it. So I got this one autographed a while back. And it's beautiful. So stoked on that one. So that was number 4. Put him right. Actually, we'll put him right there. And the next one. Now, this is not a big boy by any means, but this could easily make my number 1. But for obvious reasons, you'll see why it's not. But this is Jose Canseco 1986 Fleer with Eric Plunk. Now, Eric Plunk was no slouch. I think he got traded for Ricky Henderson a couple times. But Jose Canseco, this card to me as a kid was my pride and joy in my photo binder. This was the first $3 card I ever owned, and I treasured it. I think it was $8 back then, actually. It was $8 in the Beckett, and I will always love this card. no matter what. So I rank this number 3. Just to me, this is a must-have for anyone that grew up, in my generation. So it's just a awesome card. So stoked to have this, of course, and we'll put him right there. Jose Canseco, Eric Plunk. All right, next one is a big boy right here, and this card is not everyone's favorite, but a kid from the 80s. I grew up in 1980. This was a huge card. Pete Rose, rookie card, 1963 with the floating heads. The dreaded floating heads that no one loves but me. I know there's other people out there that do. I was just joking, but I love the floating heads. I've loved this card since day one, the first time I ever saw it. And then when you're a kid, you see this thing everywhere. Not the actual card, but you saw it on binders, you saw it on magazines, you saw it on books. Everywhere you look was the 1963 Pete Rose. So when I added this card, I bought this in the flesh years back from a collector, a friend of mine. And I just, I'll treasure it. It's not perfectly centered by any means, but the colors are outstanding on it. And would I buy this again? No, I would wait for a perfectly centered copy, which are so hard to come by. But regardless, I'm not going to sell this. This is a treasure for me. I know who I bought this from, and it was a huge purchase for me. A Pete Rose rookie card. Oh, love the floating heads. I don't know. Everyone who doesn't like the floating heads, man, I don't get it. Look at the colors on it. I love the floating heads. All the ones from the 63. So there we go. Put him right there. And coming in at number 1, all-time greatest combo card in the history of baseball cards. Now, I'll say that out of any card out there. And that is the 1968 Nolan Ryan, Jerry Koosman, who was no slouch, rookie card. I mean, this is a grail card for anyone. For me, as a kid, I had a neighbor, shout out to, rest in peace, my buddy George. My friend's dad growing up, his name was George, and he had an album of all kinds of vintage cards. And he had Babe Ruth's, and I remember seeing this in his album when I was a kid. So I always had to have one. I've had numerous copies of these over the years. And I ended up on this one in particular. This one has a free hair inside the slab. So one day I'll replace this, get it reslabbed. But once it's on the shelf, you can't even see the hair. And to be honest with you, it just kind of adds to it. It's kind of classic. But anyways, my buddy George, a side story here, about, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago. I never brought this up because it's just really sad. But I reached out to George, and he was on Facebook, and his name was George Flower. And I asked him, I sent him a message, and he called me instantly. And we talked on the phone for 20, 30 minutes. He sold his entire collection. But about 2 months after I talked to him, he passed away. I think he had a heart attack. And he's friends of the family, because he was our neighbor growing up. And so my mom still kept in contact with them as well. And I was so glad I reached out to George. Rest in peace. And Ryan, I'm always thinking about that family, his son. And, I cracked my head open in front of his house one time building a tree house, and took me to the hospital. I thought I was going to die. I always say I touched my brain, got a bunch of stitches, and it was scary. But so George, I'll never forget that. I'm so glad I reached out. And because of this community is why I reached out. Opening up and talking about baseball cards and sharing it with people and bringing up the past is what it's all about for me. And this Nolan Ryan rookie card just does it. So at number 1, Nolan Ryan rookie card, no brainer for me. There was never going to be anything else. So hope you guys enjoyed that. I just wanted to do that. Just a fun episode. And yeah, that's it, guys. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and put a list together of yours, or maybe you can tell me what one is your favorite out of the ones you saw here, or what your favorite combo rookie card is. Any of the above, anything like that. I love comments like that. I love hearing from everyone. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. This is awesome. I love that. All right, guys. Double Shaka. Talk to you guys soon.